Our keynote speaker tonight is the Honorable Victor O, Senator of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Victor O to the stage.
What an evening, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Kong told me, Victor, business comes first, dinner second. So it is a great evening to be here to join everybody as Senator from Ontario. Honorable Minister Tim Harper, Minister Michael Chen, Council General Mr. and Mrs. Fang Li, Councillor Yi Jianwei, and Gloria Lu from Hong Kong ETO, Mayor Frank Scarpiti, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be the keynote speaker for this evening as a senator representing Ontario. I want to use my knowledge as an entrepreneur and my position as senator to further economic growth and prosperity for all Canadians. This evening, I wish to speak about intricate relationship between governments, parliamentarians, and the private sector to increase business in the Asia-Pacific Rim. We are all connected and need each other to succeed in the marketplace. I also want to thank all the sponsors of this event. Tonight would not have been possible without your generous support. Let's give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, last month, the $15.1 billion acquisition of Nixon by the China National Offshore Oil Corporation CNOOC closed. This is the largest Chinese foreign acquisition made in the energy sector. CNOOC has made unsuccessful bids in the past, but this time they succeeded. It was a long road from the initial bid to the closing of the deal, including governments, regulators, scrutiny in both Canada and the United States. There were many differing opinions voiced in the media, from optimistic to vehement fear or mongering about the threat of China and state-owned enterprises to our economy. I will not enter that debate. I will look at what led up to this successful bid from a political point of view and how we can do this in other markets. Canada-China relations have improved on many fronts under the Prime Minister of Stephen Harper's government. Economic cooperation, culture and educational agreement, law enforcement and judicial agreements, and foreign investment promotion and protection agreement all lead to stable, predictable, profitable market for all Canadian business. Since Prime Minister's first official visit to China in 2009, there have been a number of official ministerial dedications to the country. I was fortunate to be a member of his first delegation. And let me assure you, these visits are more than photo ops and cocktail parties. They lead to direct growth in trade between the nations. They lead to a real, tangible increase in job numbers and profit margin. And it is a result of partnership between government and private sector. Successful business is built on good relationship. These relationships are made through negotiations and talks during official state visit. Malaysia's Petronas National's $5.2 billion bid for Calgary natural gas producer Progress Energy Resources also received government's approval along with CNOOC. It received less media coverage, but is just as important of example of many emerging markets for Canadian entrepreneurs. This deal shows the growing importance of the Association of South Asian Nations region of Canadian business. This is the fastest growing regional market. There are several reasons why the ASEAN region is specific interest for Canadian business opportunity. There is an emerging middle class in the region in income level are rising. The rapid growth in Asia middle class means greater access to education. Urban population are swelling. Economic and political freedom are being shared by more widely, and this means growing markets. The ASEAN region population is about 600 million and has estimated combined GDP of $2.1 trillion. Canada is present, but we need to do more to become a leader in the region. These things take a very long time. One example of a government success is resuming talks in 2007 for a free trade agreement with Singapore, which was suspended in 2003. This was after consultation with Canadian stakeholders and Singaporean officials. Again, it is all about relationship. Last week, Minister of Foreign Affairs, John Blair, spoke to the Asia Society of Hong Kong during his official visit there. Minister Blair said that ASEAN region is a foreign policy priority to Canada, and that trade is the top priority. In his speech, he confirmed Canada's active role in the region. He said that ASEAN is full of new opportunity to expand Canada's economic prosperity. We know that Canada must take an active role in this part of the world. It's simply not a choice. It's not an option. It's a national imperative. There has been much focus on opportunity for Canadian export of raw materials, lumber, uranium, Alberta oil, to mention a few. Ed Fast, Minister of International Trade, is going on an official visit to China and Japan next month. I will accompany him for the China part of the delegation. On behalf of Canada, Minister Fast is pursuing agreement with India, Japan, South Korea, and exploratory discussion with Thailand. I can list many other government initiatives, but I don't think you want to sit here all night. I think it is safe to say that government of Canada is working hard to ensure our success. The Senate of Canada also plays an important role in foreign trade and in three main areas. The tax treaty signed last November by Prime Minister Stephen Harper and Chief Executive Leung Chun-ing of Hong Kong is before the Senate right now. It needs to pass the Senate to become law to avoid double taxation, reduce tax barrier, and increase trade and investment flow. This treaty will promote Hong Kong as a staging point for Canada business venture into the region. Senate committees also study policy area to assist government in formulating their policy. As a senator, I'm also take part in what is called parliamentary diplomacy through inter-parliamentary friendship groups and associations. By creating international dialogue between parliamentarians, these groups and organizations are paramount in establishing strong relationships and between countries. I intend to play an active role in all these areas. And by the way, I was elected to the CCLA, that stands for Canada China Legislature Association, as Vice Chair for this year. We know the future, the language, and the way the business is done. One of tonight's awards, the Best Asia Pacific Business Award, shows that ACCE and its members are in the forefront of the Canadian penetration into ASEAN market. We need to work together to succeed in the Asia-Pacific Rim's emerging markets. Our government needs to establish official relationship and agreement with government and regional organizations like ASEAN. It is doing it as part. Parliamentarians like myself needs to pass law to conduct relevant studies to establish official relationship with their colleagues abroad. We are all doing our part. You need to continue to expand your venture, explore markets, inform the government what hurdles you discover, and when you do business abroad. You need to create relationship with your partners, clients, customers. Tonight's award recipient and ACCE works prove that you are doing your part. Together, we will be successful. Thank you very much and have a nice evening.